Breaking news from Arizona State University as ASU has found its new athletic director. Graham Rossini, the chief business officer of Sun Devil Athletics, and for more than 20 years a veteran of the sports business realm, both at Arizona State and with Major League Baseball's Arizona Diamondbacks, has been named ASU's new athletic director. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Healy, the radio play-by-play broadcaster for Sun Devil Athletics, visiting with Arizona State University President Dr. Michael Crow. President Crow, great to visit with you. 6 months after the departure of Ray Anderson, you have found his successor. You have found him in-house. What qualities, what attributes do you feel make Graham Rossini the right choice for this job?
Well, Tim, I appreciate the time to get together. I mean, we said when Ray left that we were going to take some time to restructure the design of Sun Devil Sports, and specifically within Sun Devil Sports, ASU Athletics. And what I mean by that is we want to overcome those things that have limited us in the past. So that means restructuring the financial model, taking ASU Athletics and making it a unit of the university as opposed to an auxiliary unit, which it has been for decades and decades. In doing that, taking on the burden at the university level of student success, scholarships, athletic facilities, long-term planning, all those kinds of things, and removing that from the athletic department. And then in all of that, then finding the executive that we needed to have the highest probability of success in focusing on our team's success, our competitiveness, our student athlete success, our continued excellence in sports and in all areas. And so Graham is the person that has that experience within the model here at ASU, and I think can be the right executive that we need to run Sun Devil Athletics in the broader context of Sun Devil Sports.
Now, certainly throughout his career in athletics, both at Arizona State with the Sun Devil baseball program and most recently as a senior athletics administrator at ASU, as well as his time with the Arizona Diamondbacks, Graham Rossini was heavily involved in areas such as revenue generation, corporate partnerships, and capital projects, and those are all significant day-to-day components of a major college athletic department. How do you feel Graham's expertise in those areas will help move Sun Devil Athletics forward?
Well, first, and I think importantly, Graham is a Sun Devil. He's committed to Sun Devil sports. He loves Sun Devil sports. He's committed to the Valley, committed to Arizona. He brings a level of business acumen, decisiveness, competitiveness, drive, and ambition to everything that we're doing, that if you put those skill sets that he has into the business of helping our sports programs to be more competitive, particularly our major sports programs, which have been below where we want them to be, he brings the right skill set and the commitment to ASU to the table in our new design to make this all work.
Now, of course, one of the things he will be doing is helping to navigate Arizona State's transition into the Big 12 Conference, as the Sun Devils later this summer will officially be members of the Big 12 after 4.5 decades in the Pac-12 Conference. President Crow, how do you feel Graham is positioned to lead ASU into the Big 12, and how do you think Arizona State Athletics is positioned from a competitive standpoint, from an NIL standpoint, to compete in the Big 12 Conference?
Well, first, one of our reasons for taking so long to fill the job was we wanted to get completely through the NCAA investigation and all of its penalties, which we have, and that's now over. And we also wanted to be done with the Pac-12, Big 12 transition, which we're just at that point right now. So now is the perfect moment to bring in the new model, the new AD, the new way that we're going to be doing things. And so when you look at the Big 12, which is an emerging super conference in terms of the way the conferences are going, ASU is tremendously well positioned to be very competitive. I like and we like the football profile, the basketball profile, the other teams, the other sports that are there. The competitiveness of the schools, the proximity of Texas to Arizona and other parts of Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, those areas. So we think overall it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for ASU athletics to be successful. We kept the Arizona, Utah, and Colorado mix of schools together. We bring in the newer schools from the east in terms of West Virginia, Cincinnati, Central Florida. You bring all those schools together, we're going to be very competitive. We're one of the 2 or 3 most significant academic institutions in the new conference. We're very significant research institution, very successful academically with our athletes within the conference. And so what we're looking to do is to use this as a a new era where the new ASU and the new way that we're advancing athletics can be highly competitive in the Big 12 conference.
And something that should probably make this transition even more seamless is the fact that Graham Rossini has been one of the leaders of your transition team, transitioning the athletic department to the Big 12.
Absolutely. Graham has been in many of the meetings with the Big 12. He's been taking the brunt of the work associated with the transition. He's the most familiar with the Big 12 players. He's been at many of the Big 12 meetings, and so he's been involved in this little 6-month process of redesigning Sun Devil sports and enabling Sun Devil athletics to be even more competitive, entering the new conference, leaving the old conference, building the new models, all of that. Graham has been a part of all of that.
Yeah. There is a lot of new floating in the air these days. Certainly a new conference for ASU, new leadership taking it into the conference, new coaches, new emphasis on increased revenue, better TV exposure for Arizona State athletic teams. You're adding some new exciting opponents and rivalries while maintaining some significant rivalries. Give us your overview of all the new that is about to unfold here.
Well, you mentioned earlier the NIL, so we've taken a new approach to NIL. We've been expanding our NIL participation, if you will, allowing our athletes to be recognized. We've got substantial new private sector investments in NIL for our athletes. We're expanding the way the university is approaching NIL. So new is the right phrase. New rivalries, new alignments, new resources, new partnerships, new marketing and branding opportunities. In fact, one of the things that we're going to be doing, which we hadn't done in the past, is taking all of the assets of ASU branding and all of the assets of ASU marketing, which have been unbelievably successful in the academic side and the research side of the university, and taking those same assets and now applying them to athletics. In the past, we didn't do that because athletics was a tub on its own bottom, working as an auxiliary enterprise, and we're working on these things on their own. So that's another new dimensionality that we have here. And then as a part of that, the other thing that we're doing is we're taking all of the corporate relationships that ASU has, which are in the hundreds or thousands, and then connecting them to NIL opportunities also. So we're very excited about that as a possibility.
Well, hopefully Sun Devil fans and college sports observers who've been paying attention would realize that there's been a lot of positive developments emanating athletically from Arizona State in recent weeks and months. Quick bullet points. Football coach Kenny Dillingham has been crushing it on the recruiting trail, both with high school recruits and with transfer portal players that he has brought into his program, plus hiring an assistant coach in Hines Ward, who was a Super Bowl champion wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bobby Hurley has remade his basketball roster and brought in tremendous talent, including one of the most highly recruited McDonald's All-American players in the country. And we have a national champion men's swimming team.
Four Pac-12 coaches of the year.
4 Pac-12 coaches of the year. Wrestling, a top 7 finish for the 4th consecutive year. A Pac-12 men's golf champion. This is not only benefiting the athletic department, but talk about how that benefits the university profile as well.
Well, I mean, so why do we do college sports? We do college sports because in the American spirit, it's all about competitiveness. At the heart of American competitiveness have been universities that compete against each other for talent, for outcomes, for discoveries, for sports rivalries. In fact, they're playing the 150th anniversary first college football game here shortly, and between the two schools. And for 150 years then, American colleges and universities have epitomized American competitiveness by demonstrating across all of these sports, the Olympic sports and the older fashioned American sports like American football, how to be competitive. And so what it does for us is it projects for everyone out there that ASU is a powerful, successful university with unbelievably competitive sports programs, Olympic athletes and others. And we're on new trajectories with men's basketball and new trajectories with football. Baseball's really been hitting it hard with 3 wins over Stanford just this last weekend. I mean, just very, very exciting. So we're just excited about all of what this means relative to the projection of Sun Devil competitiveness, Sun Devil sports excellence, student athlete, academic and athletic excellence, which we're knocking it out of the park in that space also. So very, very exciting to all of the millions of people paying attention to Sun Devil sports and paying attention to ASU.
As we wind down our conversation with President Crow, I wanted to ask you how you feel a Graham Rossini-led athletic department will evolve in terms of connecting Arizona State to the community, connecting Arizona State to its many external constituencies. How do you see his leadership helping move this program forward?
So Graham's commitment to ASU, his commitment to the Valley, his commitment to Arizona, his commitment to ASU alums and so forth. He knows that we've got to up our game in what we call affinity, that is connection to the community, connection at every level. Women's basketball is an unbelievably, increasingly popular sport. We're not attracting the kind of fans that we should and we need to. He knows that. We've talked about that. He's focused on that. How do you connect each of our sports to fan groups and kids that are growing up and people that are interested in American Olympic success and so forth and so on? And then how do you, in football and men's basketball in particular, make these preeminent, always competing for national championships, always in the playoffs, always moving forward teams? And he understands that to do that is the connection with the fans, with the communities, everybody. And so he's deeply committed to that and sees that as one of his principal objectives.
Well, certainly exciting times ahead for the Big 12 conference-bound Arizona State Athletic Department with Graham Rossini, now the new athletics director at ASU. President Crow, thanks for the time. Always good to visit with you.
All right. Thank you.